Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you find yourselves in this weird, wild, wacky world of ours. This is a continuation of the last scene that has the same name, mostly because we have no idea why the last scene hangout stopped recording, except it did, because Google. Because Google is silly pants. What was the last thing that happened in the scene, Marcus, before it shut down?
Owen had asked that she take his name up, and he was going to give her a 20 because yay, thank you.
Cool. She will look down at the money and she'll smile. She'll tuck it into her cleavage, and she will proceed to basically. You'll see her take out a rather intricate-looking tea set, as she will very delicately fill the tea kettle with a very, very pure kind of spring water, and she will make tea. And she will proceed to walk that up to the raised dais. And you'll see her lean down and whisper in the man's ear, the one who currently has the woman sleeping in his lap. And he will nod. And then she'll point down to you. And he will nod again. And she will smile. And as she walks back down from the dais to behind the bar, she will say, "The master has said that he will happily have words with the black dog after the fight is over."
All right. One thing, Evan, tattooed on the back of each of his hands is Kaja script.
What does it say?
Opening.
Is each one the same?
Yes, because on the gun is closing.
Aha. Aha. It's bad, but it's funny.
Yep. Iki will she won't open both eyes. She'll open like an eye and look at the dude. And then she'll just kind of shut her eyes again and say through the mental link, "Oh, that is the man that killed the corpse that I spent so long trying to bring back to life."
He'll look down. He'll quirk an eyebrow and he'll say, "It's not often you have to use the epithet kill a corpse, is it?"
Indeed. And to be fair, Miss Samira was the one who killed him. But the man was still there. Yes.
He's going to very delicately pick up the teacup, and he's going to hold it to his sister's lips so she can drink tea. Like, here, drink the tea. It's good tea.
She'll have a couple sips. I was kind of thinking. He is very tired.
He will take a sip of the tea himself as he goes back to watching the match. He appears to have literally no interest in it. But when... is there anything else you would like to do before the match ends? Like talk to anyone else or anything like that? Or are you happy to just skip to when the match ends?
Well, mostly he'll just, go around just chatting up people so they can just see his face. That's all he does. If they ask who he is, he tells them his name.
There's a lot of people here from a lot of different syndicates across Dublin. Obviously, most of them are Thrashing Tail Dragon, but then again, there's there's one for. There's some from local kind of expatriates IRA. There's some from there's some from other different smaller organizations that are not really worth the name.
Sasho's kimono game is on point.
Which is actually kind of interesting. Because, yes. But anyway.
Because what?
I don't know where I was going with that, I'll be real. Like, I started talking, thinking, like, the rest of it would come, and then it just, like, didn't.
No, somebody else was talking to me, so I had to answer a question. But where was I? Oh, yeah. There are a couple of people from smaller syndicates. Like I said, there are members here from the IRA. There's some from the there's a large crime family now in Dublin called the Quinns and the Joyces. So there are a couple of people here from various different organizations who are all screaming until, many of them will greet you. Some of them are English and other nationalities, so they might be more familiar with who the Black Dog is, etc. Until eventually, as you knew would happen, the Asian guy does an over the head spin kick and knocks the clearly Irishman out cold in a single strike.
Oh, we saw that coming, didn't we?
When it's over, Saish will kind of look down and through the mental link he'll say, "Are you comfortable? I assume you're comfortable here. Is that correct?"
Here's in your lap, yes.
Would you be eternally hate-filled towards me if I asked you to get up?
Do you have to put on a show or something?
That depends. No, I think that it will be fine. You'll see him. He'll move his hand to the side and he'll flick his wrist, and you'll see the woman beside him will click her heels together, and she'll bow to him, and she'll walk down the steps before she'll walk up to you. Bow respectfully towards the Black Dog, and she'll say, "Good afternoon."
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Good afternoon.
How am I to introduce you to the master?
I'm the Black Dog. I've always been the Black Dog.
My name is Chosokabe Zaitsen. A pleasure to make your acquaintance, Black Dog. I am the Wakagashira, or the first lieutenant of the Thousand-Tailed Dragon Shinsengumi. I'm also the champion fighter of this arena. Needless to say, I assume you will use all of your decorum in the master's presence.
As much as I know, I'll use as much as I can muster. If it's something special you want me to do, I'd appreciate if you told me ahead of time.
Not at all. Just use your better judgment. And needless to say, she'll lean in very close. Use magic in my master's presence, and I'll cut you down. Very calmly, as if it was an ordinary kind of, Does the Black Dog have a response to that, or does he not?
He thinks about it for a second and he says, "Is okay. I won't use any magic in front of your master."
Good. In that case, we have no problem. She'll smile. You also have an excellent taste in suit. I like it.
Sourrow's finest.
She'll turn on her heels. She's wearing very basic clothing. She's wearing like a black tank top and combat pants. She's wearing kind of lace-up boots. But you see every inch of her from her neck down is covered in tattoos. She is openly wearing a sword on her hip. But then again, that's not uncommon. You see that okay. Do you have any sites active or blue booked?
Nope.
Okay. You will notice that Saisha has a sword that's sitting visibly at his side. It's on a little table and it's little. It's called Kirino Kaitsen, which is the traditional Japanese sword holder. Yeah, she will walk up the dais and she'll kind of gesture for you to follow her up.
He'll follow her.
She will bow and she'll say, "Master, allow me to introduce the Black Dog. Black Dog, allow me to formally introduce you to Saisho no Kage, the first shadow."
He thinks about it for a second, and because he wants to kind of disarm people right now, If you want me to roll manipulation expression, I will. But he wants to say, he goes, I regret that I will not be able to speak any much more than this because I was told I wasn't able to use magic, and well, every word I say is freaking magical.
You know what? There'll be a chuckle from the two Yakuza goons, and you know, Ikiro will respond how Ikiro will.
Oh, stupid human.
That is how Ikiro responds to many things.
Okay, so what's up now? I like out for a moment.
Marcus wanted to basically break the ice upon meeting them by saying something funny, and it was actually funny. He said, say it again, Marcus.
He said, I regret to inform you that I will not be able to speak to you in any way, shape, or form because I was told I couldn't use magic, and every word I say is freaking magical.
Actually, yes, Tim, there's a good reason for Samira to be here. We are currently at a fighting pit in the docks that has been set up by the Yakuza in order to basically... It was actually... oh no, Samira wasn't there that particular time, but it's basically a prize fighting ring called the Lucky Dragon. And someone has gone there, the new Euthanatos has gone there, and I think that Samira has been basically been politely asked by the powers that be to make sure that nothing bad happens to the baby Euthanatos.
They're asking Samira. Oh my God, things are bad.
Yes, it's gotten this bad.
Just so that way y'all know, Arcane is up. Arcane is up as hard as it can be. Because look at this face. You think this face? Did you think this face fits in with the Fight Club? Hell nah.
Hashtag goon face.
Yeah, no. At least oh, it looks like he could kind of put in some work. Like it does not look like Sam has any goon tendencies or thug inclinations.
It is a fat suit, though, isn't it?
That is a badass suit. I ain't gonna front. Like.
So the thing that immediately greets Samira as she enters the Lucky Dragon is, well, there's a number of men standing outside smoking as it's in between fights at the moment. They won't really pay much attention as she enters, but the thing that immediately hits you is the smell of sweat, blood, and alcohol.
Oh no.
You'll notice a number of Asian women, most of them incredibly heavily tattooed, walking around with trays of drinks. As I said, with the possible exception of a little bit of promiscuity, like a pinch and a squeeze maybe now and then, no one is really hassling the girls, mostly because to do so would probably end in very bad places to the person who did. There are a number of men shouting and making bets at a betting booth where they are chalking up odds. And there's a bar off to one side where there are two female tattooed Yakuza members who are serving drinks. You will notice that alarm bells immediately go off in Samira's head as you see the fact that what I will lovingly refer to as baby Thanatos is currently standing on a raised dais where Saisho is sitting, with Ikiro currently sitting in his lap. There is a woman standing directly to his side that has a katana. She hasn't drawn it, but her hand is resting on it. And there are two other thugs that are standing behind Saisho's chair.
Okay, that's what life is tonight. Okay. Alrighty. Yeah, no, there are a lot of alarm bells going on right now. So, I almost said Sierra. Samira, she's probably just gonna get some water. Does it look like the squad can be approached right now, or does it look like thugs will go into their thug inclinations?
You notice two of the thugs are laughing, like as in belly laughs at the moment.
Okay, so it's fairly casual right now.
You can assume so.
Okay. Yeah, so Sam will approach.
Oh, by the way, Sam, a white boy is physically dragged out of the pit and thrown at your feet. not necessarily at your feet, as in they threw it in the general direction and he happened to land at your feet. He'll cough up some blood and a tooth onto your foot.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Are you okay?
One of the men will look up at you and kind of quirk his head to try and say, "He's fine. He just lost."
Yeah, but I want to make sure he doesn't have any actual damage because concussions are quite common. Also, he may have dislocated his jaw. Are you okay?
Do you want to roll an intelligence medicine?
Yeah, sure. Watch me botch this. Oh, no, did not botch it. That is 4 successes if the diff was 6.
The diff was 6. He's bleeding quite profusely, and he has a number of very large bruises to his head. It is very likely that he has suffered a concussion, and, he is currently unconscious, which is never a good place to be if you are indeed concussed.
Yeah, no, Sam's gonna... I didn't mention she got some water, right?
Yeah.
Cool. She's gonna splash that on his face to wake him up.
The water will mingle with the blood for a few moments, and it doesn't appear to be having an effect until it'll go. Basically, you assume it goes up his nose, at which point there's a kind of a cough and a splutter, and his eyes will flick open.
Okay, good. You can't knock out quite yet. You got some stuff up with you.
The man will once again quirk an eyebrow, and he'll say, "Who are you?" Or who? No, actually, he'll say, "Who are you?"
Tim thought of a really cool street name, but Tim needs to pull it up because Tim can't remember it immediately.
I have faith in Tim. By the way, Marcus, this is the picture that I'm now going to use for Nine Fingers Town. I think it's a good picture.
Word.
Sorry, Tim's trying to remember it.
Subcontinent Thunder.
Oh my gosh. You know what? Fuck it. Sam would definitely go with this street name. My name's Atma.
What does that mean again? I know that means something, but I don't know what it means.
Well, okay, so where Atman means soul, Atma means spirit.
Cool. The man will look down and he'll say, "Nice name. Never seen you before. Your first time here?"
Yeah.
He'd be okay. He just need to go take a breath of air, maybe get a cigarette. He'd be fine.
Actually, sir, this man actually has a concussion on him. He doesn't need to see. He probably doesn't need to see immediate treatment. Like, he doesn't need to go to a hospital, at least not at the moment, but I can at least take a look at him. After all, deaths are bad for business, right?
That all depends on who wagers if they live or die, little Miss Atma.
Fair.
He'll smile and he'll say, "My name is Nine Fingers Tam. It's good to meet you."
Well, good to meet you too. Is Nine Fingers good to just? Am I good to just call you that?
He'll nod.
All right.
Okay, Tim, would you like to make me a dex medicine check as you basically attempt to patch up or to dab clean the wounds, etc., to give him basically basic first aid.
Alrighty. Oh my god. That is 5 successes.
Holy crap. Okay. What is Samira wearing?
It's fairly cold in Ireland around this time of year, right?
Correct.
Then she probably has on like her hoodie, like a basic like t-shirt underneath that. With her, she probably doesn't have the. No, she probably does have the Technocrat coat like just on her, but it's not. She's not like actively wearing it. It's kind of like a side thing she has. That she holds
the
on.
coat that has the coat that has the points of armor.
Yes, because you get shot from anywhere. You can get stabbed at every corner with the Technocrats.
Mm-hmm. Basically, she's gonna roll up her hoodie a little bit, and she's gonna tear off the lower edge of her t-shirt to kind of make it almost like a belly top, because obviously she's got the hoodie she can pull down over it. But she'll rip that off, and she'll bandage up his head to kind of stem the bleeding, and you do successfully. You'll then kind of snap your fingers as you apply pressure, and you'll notice he becomes a lot more responsive.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, you've patched him up rather nicely, and if he goes and gets proper medical treatment at a hospital, or even at his some kind of local doctor who can give him who can do some kind of basic neurological profiling or whatever else, he should be fine.
Okay. Street name Atna, we'll let him know about that. Just like if you go pretty much anywhere immediately after this, you should be okay. It's easy enough to explain away the bruising with you fell down. Happens often enough.
He'll nod and he'll say, "Thank you." Or so he'll say, "Thanks, I'll do that." Right, thank you. Yeah, I'll do that. Fuck's sake, though. That little... He'll look it up at 9 figures and say, "Your friend, he hits like a fucking freight train." I know. That's why he wins and why you lose. But the man will stand up, kind of brush himself down, kind of, pick up the tooth from the ground, and will stagger out the door.
Alrighty. Sam will kind of look out. Can she see who the other dude is that was in this fight?
Yes, you can. He's on the other side of the pit. He appears to be physically fine. He's got 1 or 2 bumps and bruises, but nothing really serious.
Okay.
It was a very one-sided fight.
Yeah, Sam has guessed that.
By the way, up on the dais where the others are sitting, through the mental link, as his eyes flick over the crowd, Saisha will say to Ikiro, "I think your friend is here."
Oh. Well then. Where
You
when
want
you
to get up
finish
and say hello?
Do I seem like I wish to get up?
You really don't.
And therein lies your answer.
Do you want a cookie?
She honestly has to think about it for a moment. But then she'll just kind of say no.
Okay. He will stroke her head. But contemplate. Yep. So, does Sam make her way over to the rest, or what does she do after she patches up Jim McFace?
Yes. Samira will start to roll up to the crew.
Okay, cool. We'll continue on with Black Dog's dialogue then, as he was having a conversation. So we'll assume that this conversation will take place as Samira is doing the patch-up work. Sideshow will casually regard him from where he's sitting, and he'll look him up and down, and he'll say, "Welcome to my humble establishment, Black Dog."
It's good to be welcome. Thank you, sir.
He'll say, I assume that every comfort and desire has been met whilst under my roof.
As much as I had time for, yeah.
Wonderful. You have a certain reputation that precedes you. I am not ignorant of it. I'm curious, however. My darling sister, he will say as he strokes Ikiro's hair, has informed me of why it is you are here in the city. You came to, and he'll look down at Ikiro and he'll say, procure a knife? Right?
She doesn't even move. She looks more or less completely asleep. But through the mental link, there's pretty much just a nod.
He will say, however, you have now procured your knife from Jackie Kilrowan. Why is it you are still here and have not returned to London?
There's always got to be one of us, ain't it? Just one.
I will be honest with you. I liked Jackie Kilrowan. He was one of the few mages in the city who I could tolerate for any great period of time. He had the ability to actually say what he intended to do, as opposed to try and be grand and obsequious in his gestures. That type of honesty was refreshing.
Yeah, Ken Rowan's is like that. He smiles.
So, what is it that you intend to do now that you have opted to stay within Dublin?
Yeah. Find some trouble, get into it, make a bit of cash, and that sort of thing.
And what kind of work is it that you are looking for?
Oh, I ain't looking for no work, sir. I just noticed a small money-making opportunity, and I was going to bring it to your attention.
At this moment, we will let Samira join us.
If Sam will kind of raise her hand to Sideshow once she gets to within like a certain range, because she doesn't want to just kind of roll up on his conversation, whatever it may be.
The very tattooed woman with the katana will walk down and say she's dressed in just a tank top, combat pants, and she's got like high lace up boots on. She's very obviously Asian, more than likely Japanese. She'll kind of quirk her head to the side to say, "Who are you?"
One of Sideshow's associates. I just wish to come by and say hello.
Oh, very good. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. My name is Chosakabe Zaitsen. I am many things. She'll nod.
You can call me Atma, and I emphasize doing many things.
She'll smile and she'll say, "Very good. May we offer you refreshment? I saw that you had to pour your water over foolish face of loser. May we offer you something stronger, perhaps, or maybe weaker or flavorful in the form of tea?"
Tea would be wonderful, thank you.
What kind of tea?
Sam will list some kind of tea because Tim doesn't know jack shit about tea.
Okay. She will recommend the jasmine tea. At which point she will pad off. No, you'll see her. She'll snap her fingers. One of the serving girls will run over, bow, and they'll have a brief conversation in Japanese before she snaps her fingers and points at the bar. The woman will bow again before scurrying off towards it very, very quickly. At which point Zyson will nod and she'll say, "Please follow me in that case."
All right.
She will lead you up onto the dais, at which point Saisho will look at you up and down. And he will say, "Good evening, miss."
It's Atma here. Show-san? Would that be the correct honorific here?
Sideshow Sama would be the correct honorific.
I apologize then, Sideshow-san. And she'll bow.
He will nod and he will say, he will send the mental link. Do you really choose to be this antisocial?
I am tired. Plus, it
You
is
could
good
at
for you
least
to
say
actually
hello.
do the talking.
You sound so much more eloquent than I do.
Not particularly.
He will mentally poke her and say, you can at least say hello.
Shh, I am sleeping.
Yes. And he will say, as he does so, I'm standing up.
There is grumbles as she stands up. And then we'll kind of move behind him and then try to sit in his chair and go back to sleep.
She will let him sit in her chair. Saisha's not actually that tall. Saisha's only about... What height is Ikiro?
She's about 5'5".
He's only slightly taller. He's only about 5'8", 5'9". But he'll look over both of you, and he will say, "Welcome, Atma, in that case, to my establishment. I had not assumed to see you here. May I ask why did you grace us with your presence?"
Well, two reasons, Sideshow-sama. One, I was asked to, well, help my new associate here get to know his way around the city as best I could. And secondly, well, quite frankly, I thought it was about time I got out of it more.
I see. By the way, at this point, Tim, you will see the woman who walked to the bar is kneeling behind you with the tray held over her head with the tea on it. Tim?
Wait, were you talking to me or Kim?
I was talking to you, Tim.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I heard Kim, so I just kind of I thought it was something was happening to the mental link. What's up?
You see the woman who went to get you tea is kneeling on the ground behind you with the tray that contains the tea held over her head.
Okay. All right, and so she's basically holding out the teacup to her.
No, she has she's holding. Her head is bowed down. She's holding up the tray upon which is a cup of tea.
Okay. So she's gonna go ahead and grab it and thank the woman.
The woman will stand up and bow very deeply before bowing to Saisho, and then taking 2 steps back before turning away, and then turning away, and proceeding to go back to waiting on the other punters in the overall area. Indeed, your friend or your new tradition mate. Your new tradition mate has been saying that he has a business proposition for me.
Oh, really?
Hey? My apologies, Black Dog. What was this business proposition of yours?
All right. Now I understand that you're the governor around here. All right, it's your establishment. And remember, it's isn't me trying to tell you how to do your business. All right. Let me preface with that. Simply to say, you've got yourself a nice all-round fighting thing going on around here, and that's good for a bit of coin on the hand in the town. but there's no reason not to expand. You put a few cameras in here in strategic places, you've got yourself a pay-per-view on the darknet, and bets even higher. Now, I understand you're moving the place from place to place, and that's a thing that can be done. But there's no reason not to capitalize on this particular situation, is all I'm saying.
There is a very good reason not to capitalize on this particular situation. Miss Atma, have you not informed your tradition mate as to the current state of play in Dublin as it pertains to our guests?
I have not yet had the opportunity to brief Black Dog on the current happening, Saisho-sama.
It might be wise that you do so.
Assuming that means right the fuck now, Atma will turn to Black Dog and say, you see, Black Dog, there has been a very strong push being made by our technological rivals across the fence. They've made quite a bit of pushes lately, some very lethal and aggressive ones. And I believe what Saisho-sama is trying to say is, well, what he is saying is, something like that could call a bit too much attention to us by them, and would just give them more ammunition to attack us with.
Under normal circumstances, your prospective Black Dog would be very valuable as it pertains to the broadcasting of these little engagements. However, ultimately, Miss Atma is correct. If these are placed on even the darknet, I assure you, members of, say, Iteration X or the New World Order will use them in order to paint us as monsters, and even though there is no proof will be fabricated in order to have us dragged before the police, etc. It would not end well. However, we do what we can so the business can continue.
All right. Sure, it'll be helpful.
We appreciate this, and during better times, perhaps I will take you up on that offer.
Thank you for the time. Thank you for the drink. Sorry I wasted your time, so please get back to doing what you was doing.
He will nod, and he will sigh at the fact that his sister is currently curled up in his chair, and he will basically, because the two chairs are identical, so he will basically walk and sit in the chair that was her chair.
Just through the mental link, she'll just say, I can get up. I can sit back down on your lap because you are comfy.
You kind of get the mental impression of ... Okay.
She will stand up. Just kind of waiting.
He will basically get comfortable in the chair before he will stand up and retake his seat.
And then she will sit back down on his lap and go back to looking like she is asleep. Or trying to go back to sleep. One of the two.
The female attendant, seeing that this is all done, will stand forward and she'll say, "It's been a pleasure to meet you both, Atma and Black Dog. Should you require anything, as I said, my name is Chotaka Bitsaitsen. I oversee the day-to-day operations of the Thousand-Tailed Dragon in Dublin. I would be happy to help you in any way that I can."
I wasn't done. The first thing I said was in my capacity as me. Black Dog. second, well, there's the capacity of Owen trying to be nice. The second thing is the black dog who's going to say something formal like, I plan on beginning operations. I don't want no trouble from nobody. I'll stay out of your pool. No problem. But I will be operating. I just wanted to give you a heads up is all.
Sideshow's eyebrow will arch as he says, define operation.
Well, you're a felon to know. You know what the Kilkennies do.
Yeah, Samira, you can roll a intelligence streetwise check.
Alright, cool. Because Tim has some streetwise and knows that was bold as fuck. Oh my god. Hey, there's 2 successes.
Hey Tim, that was bold as fuck.
Yeah.
As in you will notice the general demeanor of everyone around you changes. The jolly Yakuza men have stopped being jolly, and the woman who thought that she was asking you politely to leave, her hand has gone back to resting on the katana, and her face has gone to kind of looking like, grr.
Aw, shit.
He will say, humor me. What is it that the Kilkennys do?
The Kilkennys and the Kenroans had themselves a split a long time ago, the way it comes down to us. The Kenroans, they decided to keep with the old ways and to stay druids and shepherds of men and all that. The Kilkennys, we moved around to the people. We care about the people. We put our hands in their hands, put our plight in their plight. The dregs of society, the worst of the worst, goes to shepherd. They don't talk to regular folk. It's not like they can call the old Bill. It's the Kilkennys to keep the peace. Always has been, always will. Savvy?
There is a distinctive click-click sound. Has everyone here heard what it sounds like when a katana is not necessarily drawn, but when it's actually taken out of its sheath? As in the kind of where you take out less than an inch of it. There's a very distinctive click-click noise.
Yeah, I know what sound you're talking about. Sam. Yeah, Sam kind of looks back, just kind of looking around amongst everybody.
You will see Sideshow's hand when he hears the sound immediately fly up, and he will say something in Japanese. For Ichiro's sake, he will say, I gave no such order. And you will see the woman, she will nod her head, and there's the also very distinctive click-click of it going back into its scabbard. Or it's Kubari, which is the name of a katana's scabbard. He will say, you are a very bold man, Mr. Kilkenny, to step into my establishment and inform me what you will be doing. I do not mind bold men. I think they have their place. However, you will understand if I say you wish to be the justice for the downtrodden. Is that correct?
Not exactly. Your man that was down there who's beating the shit out of that bloke. Your people, your world has come to Dublin. Many years ago, hundreds even, thousands. Kilkenny's and the Kenroan's ancestors shepherded these men and women and people. Now, I can't get them all. And as a matter of fact, there's really only a select few that I'm supposed to have shepherding powers over. But the Black Dog originally was kind of a protector. You see, when men got separated from their leaders, we hid among the people and watched them. Now, you're basically a king. Basically. and you got your own sort of rough justice, and then what's plays in your pool and knows them rules, they'll be able to suss out what A is supposed to do. But not everybody knows how all this works, see? And they need a voice. Keep the bloodshed low. Keep the killing to a minimum. Keep the peace. That's what a black dog does. That's what he's always done. But they don't listen to regular folk. It's got to be somebody with a bit of dirt on them. So, that's what Kilkennies do. We get dirty. So it's kind of like camouflage. I ain't trying to take no money out of your pocket. I ain't trying to make you less than what you are. Simple fact is, these people need watching. Even all the magics and all the other things that are going on, ain't nobody really looking out for the people. Sure, you're trying to fight whoever you are trying to fight. That's all well and good. But the people need watching. The Kenroans forgot that long ago, and they was always concerned with being druids and teachers and all that. But they never took the shepherding part real serious. That's what Kilkennies do. You call anybody on the East End, that's the fact. You call anybody all the way to Suffolk, Birmingham, anywhere. Our name rings true. We keep the peace. Now, if you don't like that, well, that's a whole different sort of conversation, which I would prefer not to have in this particular gathered company.
Do people want to give me some perception empathy checks?
Yes, let's do it.
I tell you what, guys, I'll be back in just a few minutes. I just have to go get a drink.
Hey, there's one. That'll be fun later.
Okay, I'm back.
Hey, welcome back.
Yes, Kim, this is Coke. No, Kim, I'm not going to pour the Coke on my laptop.
See, you're the one who keeps bringing that up.
I know.
I just kind of chuckle every time I hear the thing, because like now it's just become a staple.
You're not wrong.
Oh,
Anyway.
maybe it could have become a Staples.
If you would like, I would like. Do you want me to roll a charisma plus expression?
I hate staple jokes.
First of all, before anything else is rolled, how many successes were gotten on the perception empathy rolls?
I have one.
I guess how many successes did you get?
One.
Okay. The temperature in this room just dropped, as in everyone has become how to best describe it. Okay, so the Wakigashara, who's basically, for those of you who don't know, a first lieutenant, her face has become like stony and very, very kind of. She's hiding a lot of frustration and anger. And the two Yakuza Goombas behind Saisho are completely surprised, and they both put their hands inside their jacket pockets. If you'd like to make me you can now make me a charisma expression roll if you want to try and sway people's feelings, though, Marcus.
I also have to make a charisma manipulation plus subterfuge roll for that other thing.
What other thing?
There's that flaw I have.
Let me just check something and I'll be back with you in just a second. Laws. I take it this is your 3-point flaw, yes?
I don't think there's a skill sheet that can hide that one. It's the other one. That's the point.
Okay, cool. Yeah. You can make that check.
Six successes on the charisma plus expression roll.
Damn. Damn.
How are you trying to positively sway their opinion?
I can do the job, and I mean no disrespect. I'm just telling them facts.
Saisho will say, from where he's seated, as he's once again casually, he's gone back to looking out over the crowd. He's not looking at you anymore. As he continues to casually stroke his sister's head, he'll say, I will allow you to facilitate what you feel you must facilitate, Black Dog. If this is indeed your path, then so be it. He will point out and he will say, however, remember, every single one of the 1,000-tailed dragon Shinsengumi has my name tattooed above their heart. If you attempt to give what you perceive as your justice to my men, I will not be very happy. Am I understood?
Oh, you sure are, sir. They also the wrong complexion to be under my purview, just saying.
Sips tea.
What was that? Tim?
I'm sipping her tea pretty hard at that complexion part. Like, oh, okay, not touching that with a 10-foot pole.
Oh, it was great. Earlier today, I got to call Marcus's character White Boy.
Oh
no! He does not attempt to hide his other flaw, so they can know he's not playing around, because that would be a lie.
Okay. You will see Saisho kind of, as he continues to stroke his sister's head, and he'll say, is that all that you require of me in that case, Black Dog?
That's about it.
Very good. It has been a pleasure to see. It has been a pleasure to meet you, and a pleasure to see you again. What was your new street name, Tim?
Atma. I'll put it in the chat.
Cool. And a pleasure to meet. A pleasure to see you again, Miss Atma.
Atma will bow and say, and you as well, Saisho-sama.
He will. The woman will then kind of step to the side to allow you to walk down the 3 or 4 stairs off the dais where the others are set as the next fight is about to begin. I sense that Samira may want to have some very choice words with this particular individual.
Yeah, there's gonna be some talks. It's gonna be it's gonna be good.
Okay. We will fast forward in that case to you, unless there's anything in particular that Black Dog wishes to do inside the fighting wing before he leaves. You wish to do anything in particular?
Cool. He just wanted to let.
In that case, we shall.
He just wanted to let them know that the people that the Black Dog is here.
That's fine. In that case, we shall segue to outside the building, far away from the prying eyes and ears of anyone in the fighting club. So Samira can do her defiant screaming thing.
What the hell was that? What was that?
Is there any reason you're yelling?
I just did.
Leave it out. Now, come on, maintain regular tones in. I'm right here.
Okay, fine. What was that? What was all that?
What was what?
That fucking Godfather standoff.
Godfather? What are you talking about? Like the mafia?
Yeah, I thought we were gonna have a throwdown right there.
Why?
People were about to pull out their fucking swords and shit.
But the Japanese, they tend to do that.
That's vaguely racist.
It's never not been the case when I've seen them. Kind of like Americans. It's like Americans with guns. If they have them, they're gonna pull them.
I mean, that's different. That's true. I'm sorry. I'm here. I'm sorry.
How about we find ourselves a nice place to get you a cuppa and get you a little sorted? What say you to that, eh?
Okay. No, I'm good. Just real talk. What was all that?
What was what? Be more specific. Come on now.
You rolled up into someone's like place of underworldy crime business stuff to announce that you were going to do your own underworldy crime business stuff right there to his face.
Okay, one, you've got a mistake in there. At no point did I say I was going to commit any crimes.
Okay, I guess, but you did say you were going to have your own little operation thing, your justice and all that.
About justice, he's the one that brought that up.
Okay, still shepherding the people and all that. It sounds like you're announcing your wheel turning duties and all that.
You think I'm telling the wheel? No, I'm not. I wasn't up there telling no porkies. No, look, I wasn't up there trying to be fake like pastry, Bristol's. No, fact is, I was being honest. That's all.
Right? I didn't know that being honest got you into situations like that, though.
What situation? What, you mean was you scared?
I thought we were going to have to go all Uma Thurman on the Crazy 88s.
There's no reason for that. Look, I don't remember much from before, but I remember you. And there's nothing I would, and there's nothing that I would do that my family would do to put you in danger. I promise.
All right.
You want to see something? You want to see something scary?
I feel like that's kind of been my life for right now, but okay.
Oh, Evan, are we out in empty area, kind of in the middle of the afternoon or whatever?
It's the middle of the night, but yes, you're basically
Okay.
walking down between two abandoned or two very underused warehouses in the middle of the night on the dockyards.
He goes, "You feel funny? You feel scared? You feel like something's following us?"
I mean, that's kind of me most of the time, so yeah.
Well, cast your eyes about. Do you feel anything different?
Okay, Samira will look around. Are the shadows doing some shit?
This is Marcus's boat show. You can narrate what happened.
Okay.
If we was in danger, you definitely feel something. I promise.
Oh, okay.
It's how I know I pushed my luck too far.
Well, shit. All right.
Tomorrow, what is it that freaked you out the most?
About that situation?
Yeah.
Oh, I just didn't want to hurt that little girl with the katana.
Oh, trust me, she'd have cut your fucking head off. Them two goons would have grabbed you. There wasn't really no reason for them to go for weapons. And they held you down and she'd have cut your bloody head off. If the big dog himself didn't stand up and have his way with that big freaking sword of his. It would have all been sorted in 4 or 5 seconds.
Cue Samira's internal screaming.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
See, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I ain't wired right. I don't get scared.
What?
Ever. Never. Ain't scared of nothing. Never have been.
But how though?
Kill Kenny Curse, I guess. Literally nothing scares me. It's got to be freaking magical or freaking monster or something to scare me. Regular folk, situations like that, I ain't never been scared of. Never. Middle of a gunfight, middle of a birthday party, public speaking, nothing. So when most folks would be, smart enough to run, I just pull pistols and start firing. As they tend to settle the argument, innit? You look at him like he's something he ain't. You see him differently than I do. Yeah, I know he's a big dog. Yeah, I know he's the governor. Yeah, I know this is his yard. But I know I got a job to do and I can't let none of that change, none of that faze me. I ain't gonna go on no weed killing spree or nothing like that. Nothing you to call a golden chalice over. Nothing you to call your boss lady over. Nothing. I got a real job. I wasn't joking. I wasn't, like I said, I'm not selling porkies here. You look around. Here's my question. I bet you lot have issues going on. But you don't really take a second to look at how it's affecting the regular folk. Do you?
I see it quite a lot, honestly. I work in a hospital.
Yeah, that's your job. That's what you do. when I mean regular folk, I mean the folk what ain't got the wherewithal, how this, our world affects them. I bet when you hang out, you don't go to no regular place. You go to a place where there's a bunch of us, so you can let your hair down and talk about those things, yeah?
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes those kinds of places just... There's not as many of those as one may think, really.
By and large, most of us, folk like us, Chirkovanti especially, we got a real problem dealing with regular folk. Kilkennies don't have that option. We're supposed to make sure they're okay, that this don't spill off into them. And when we can, we make sure that the violence that they created in the slums, in the projects, in the estates, back alleys, hookers, whores, prostitutes, drug dealers, they require people too. They require care. Someone's got to look in on them, make sure that they ain't lost in the shuffle. Them things that go bump in the night bump with them too.
All right, I guess.
I'm not gonna go out all guns blazing and nothing like that, and bring a bad name to the Chocrovanti and send anybody off on the wheel, nothing like that. It ain't gonna happen.
First of all, I didn't really care about our tradition standing. Secondly, how you do with the wheel is how you do. And thirdly, if you need a doctor, hit me up.
If you need a contract negotiator, hit me up.
All right. I've been told to, get out there a bit more. So if any of those drug dealers, prostitutes, hell addicts, anyone of the kind, I don't mind coming on down.
Might take you up on that.
Sorry?
There is one thing that I gotta tell you.
All right.
That thing that makes it so I don't get scared of nothing means that when I kill people, all I feel is recoil.
Recoil from the gun, you mean?
That's it.
Wow. Okay. Damn.
Why does that never comfort people the way I think it does?
It is comforting in a way, but, well, I figure you have your own ways of handling that.
It just means that when push comes to shove, I'll do whatever it takes and go balls to the wall, make sure that we get out, we make it out, and all of our enemies are unconscious or dead or worse. You get me?
Yeah.
At this point, we're just going to briefly... Kim, do you still exist?
Mm-hmm.
At this point, back at the fighting arena, the fights will have ended. Saisho will stand up and he will pick Ikiro up in his arms. And he's basically carrying her out to the car. And through the mental link, he'll say, I figured that you didn't want to walk.
No, I didn't. Thank you.
He'll say, so, this black dog is the next iteration of Jackie Kilrowan, then.
Indeed.
Hmm.
Which is...
He makes Oh, sorry, continue, you continue.
My bad. There was a lot of delay. There you go.
He will say, he makes an interesting piece on the chessboard that is Dublin. What are your thoughts on him?
It's interesting because he's not whole. Or at least I don't believe he is.
What do you mean by that?
Jackie didn't complete his deal with Madame Maeve, and she took him. He is currently a piece in her forge.
My. I'm sure the Chakravanti would pay a pretty penny to have their wayward son returned to them.
Which is why I plan to go talk to her soon.
I have no doubt that you will do what you need to do. Needless to say, you have so much fun gallivanting in the Shadowlands, I often feel remiss to have to drag you back to reality.
You could join me one day.
Perhaps I will. As he steps outside, the very heavily tattooed woman will bow and open the car door. He will deposit Ikiro in the car, and before he'll turn to her and he'll say, make sure that this black dog does not interfere with our operations. If he does, he leaves it at that. She will bow and she will say, yes, Ojima, it will be as you command. Before Saisha will walk around, sit in the other back seat of the car, and we'll drive off into the evening. If everyone is okay, I will stop the scene there. Cool. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. This has been part 2 of the scene for Darkness in Dublin. We hope you have a pleasant